Hello? 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 Magandang gabi. Hello? Kumusta kayo? Yes, hello everyone. It's a party. Yes, and this is special because we are celebrating Buwan Ng Wika. Buwan Ng Wika. So this is what? This is a mini presentation of our Buwan Ng Wika, and my idea is to feature one of our Porenais here. Hello, Kolika Simons. Hello, old Porenois and Porenais to our old people in the communities. Yeah, Kelly, how are you? How are you in Hawaii? Hi, Joanne. Thank you for being here. And yes, hi Taylor. Yes, please meet Kolika. She's also like a child of a Filipino. So, and I've got to know a little about her. I think I've got an impression that she's a chef. So, and she prepared a recipe for our ube cake tonight. Are you not excited? And yes, I'm really longing for ube cake. It's been a while for me. I bet you me and Bruce are going to do this tomorrow. Because why? Because tomorrow is Bruce's birthday. He will make a cake for himself. And it's ube cake. Yes. Happy birthday to Bruce. Bruce, I hope you are listening. I've announced to the world that it's your birthday tomorrow, and it's going to be hopefully ube cake for his birthday tomorrow. We will make it. Yes. And what else? Yes, ube cake for a background. I don't know. I think it's just right. Background. I'm always saying that. And Joanne also, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe we have different perception because my generation is older generation. Maybe I'm about 30 years older than Joanne. But based on my experience or based on my perception, personal perception, Filipino culture, we are not a baking country. Yes, we are not. What I mean is that not baking, like if you turn your history back a little way back, and also if you go towards rural places of the Philippines, rural, when I mean rural is that the provinces, and not a lot of households have oven, not a lot have oven or anything, modern equipment. So especially these days, especially even up to these days, many of our families back in the Philippines, we still cook on open fire. If you understand what open fire is, like 3 stones shape positioned in a triangle. So open, so you need firewood. You start your fire through firewood. I'm distracted by this screen. Let me so what I mean, so then they gather firewood and yes, cook their rice on we call it caldero. Yes, traditionally we don't have ovens. Yeah, so I'm talking about the Philippines. I don't know. I believe here in America, it's been centuries already. You guys here, you are always a baking family, baking society. But in the Philippines, not. Although we have delicacies, yes. Speaking of delicacies, yes, we talk about food. Tell me if you've been in the Philippines and have you personally experienced those food that's sold on the streets or on the open market, we call palengke, or sometimes karinderya, whatever kind of mini store, what you call here mom and pops. So we are all about kakanin. So kakanin, basically, not most of our kakanins are not baked. They are not baked. So mostly they are just steamed. And also, if ever it's close to baked, like bibingka, if I would say bibingka, it's cooked in a way such that there's fire on the bottom, and then there's your mold for bibingka on top of the fire, and then there's fire on top. So that's how bibingka is made. So that's what we call baking in the Philippines. So not like the modern like machine oven that we know, right? So I think it's just a background, and that's what I know. That's my perception, because I grew up in the province, especially in the island of Marinduque. And yes, our ways of cooking are really like what we say behind, or it's not that I'm downgrading our ways of life, but it's just practical that way. You see, lesser cost on gas, lesser cost on electricity. So you just have to gather your firewood and just be patient with all your cooking, and you call baking. And most of our kakanin, we call kakanin, are many of them are deep fried. Yes, I think I'm not a chef, or I'm not into culinary arts, but I love cooking. I mean mine is into home cooking, and kind of cooking that I know based on experience and based on watching cooking show. Yes. Hello, TJ. 14 ng araw akong nakapun. Wow, 2 weeks. 2 weeks you stayed in the Philippines. Good for you. Yes, and don't you feel like you wish you're there again, just like me and Bruce? As we were saying, it would be nice to be caught locked down in the island. Yes. I don't know if I said it right. 14 ng araw akong nakapunta. Let me say it. 14 na araw akong tumigil sa Pilipinas. Tumigil. Nag-stay means tumigil. Yay! I push you to go visit the Philippines, yes, and explore our what Filipino food and our ways of cooking. And I hope you will understand, especially the old ways our grandma and mothers and grandma used to have. You stayed 14 days in the Philippines. Yes, it will be nice if you go back after COVID-19, when travel is more convenient than today. I don't know, I only speak Taglish. Yes, Taglish is alright. Maybe tonight I will introduce to you. Let's have this one. And yes, this is our chat screen. Let's do this way. Let's do it this way. Yay! So, next slide. And look at the lovely cake. Really, I'm in love with this one. And thank you for your pictures, Kolika. Thank you. Yes, and thank you for your permission that you're here. And yes, and also I would like to remind the audience that Kolika's website is is written down there in the description. So feel free to visit her website. She has lots of recipes, especially cakes and other stuff. I don't know what term to use, but she got interesting products for you. You can follow her instructions, her procedures down there in the description, but not this time yet. Later when we're done here, okay? Just put it in your mind that you got the link down there in the description. Okay, next. Okay, now I started with disclaimer. I like to be on a safe side, right? This recipe is for learning Tagalog words and phrases. Take note of that. Some ingredients and procedures may be faulty due to my lack of skill in baking. peace. Okay, I wish to call Kolika's attention and scrutiny. Okay, if anyone of my audience wants to try anything I mentioned here, try it at their own risk. At their own risk. How is that? I hope that I'm on the safe side here. But Kolika is right here with us, so she can comment. Ask her, okay? Next. Okay, so our objective for tonight, yes, to help you increase your Tagalog vocabulary. Let's identify nouns related to baking. Let's identify verbs related to baking as well. And then I'm going to introduce Tagalog common words and phrases. Yay! Umalis na tayo. There you are, TJ. I remember you. Yes. Thank you for being here. Enjoy. Make friends with people here. Yeah. You are all Porinois and Porinois to me. Yay. Kolika, yes. Umalis na tayo. Okay, here we are now. Next. Mga kagamitan. Let's start with equipments. Okay, equipments means kagamitan. Kagamitan. Mga kagamitan. Okay, next. Okay, so I prepared some small pictures for you. You will need rice cooker. I was telling Kolika that this is not the kind of rice cooker that we have. We just have the one button rice cooker. So this is not the one. I'm not familiar how to use this rice cooker. But anyway, anyway, let's worry about that later. Okay, and of course you will need now balloon whisk. I didn't translate this anymore. Just simply say balloon whisk. Okay, I'm not sure. That's why really I'm telling you that Filipino culture not much of baking culture. So maybe the reason why we don't have Tagalog translation for this thing, right? Okay. Of course, we have translation to spatula, which is CNC. Spatula, CNC. And of course, these are bowls, mga mangkok, bowls. Okay, and of course, part of the procedure you will need not this one, not the equipment, the mixer machine, no, but you will need the bowl from this mixer is what you will need later. Okay, next is you will have this thing. If you don't have rice cooker, your second option is to use oven, and so you will need this kind of what I call hulmahan. So I'm not going to mention in English anymore because you know already the term for this guys in English. So just say hulmahan. Okay, next slide. Balloon with just big round whisk. Okay, so I didn't get any picture of that big. Okay, so yeah, it's a correction. Don't follow this picture. I just wanted this picture to tell you that this is balloon whisk. So based as per advice by our chef, better use the big one, big round one. Thank you. Yes, next. Okay, let's move on to ingredients. You call it mga sangkap. Yay, nice. Next. Okay, these are our ingredients. Again, the professional, please tell me if there is something wrong in here. I'll call my attention. Okay, so you will need eggs, mga itlog. So I'm not going to say English terms anymore unless some English words have no direct translation. Much easier to make this cake if you don't have machine called the standing mixer. Okay, thank you for that advice. You can use a hand mixing machine. Yes, so mixing the machine is not advised in this procedure. Okay, next, mga itlog. 6 na piraso. 6 na piraso. Mga itlog. And then you will need asukal. Asukal, which means sugar. And then hinati divided by 2. Hinati 150 grams divided by 2. Okay, next. Hilaw na pulot, honey, raw honey. Hilaw na pulot, 30 gramo or 30 gramo, or in Tagalog 30 gramo. This one 150. You can say it in Spanish 150 gramo, but you will hear this from old people. These days Filipinos just say English 150 grams. We say it 150 gram. Here in the US you say it 150 grams. Okay. Gramo. 150 gramo. Literally in Tagalog. 150 gramo. This one pulot 30 gramo or 30 grams. Hilaw na pulot. And then you need ube extract in English. Ube extract. Katas ng ube. 1 kutsara. And next, the flour. Okay. Arinang mula sa kamoteng kahoy. Kamoteng kahoy means tapioca starch. Yes, and so 20 gramo or 20 gramo or 20 grams. 20 grams easy, but let me repeat it in Tagalog. 20 gramo. So that is in Tagalog. But again, I tell you, especially young generation, they don't say it in Tagalog that much. So they say 20 grams. And also, in the Philippines, we are not kilo. Yeah, we are always, our measurement is always in kilo, and so we say something like 1/4 kilo, something like that, or half kilo. Yeah, but of course, baking is strict with measurements, so just follow 20 grams. Okay, next, you need baking powder. Oh, no Tagalog translation for baking powder. Let's use baking powder. 1 kutsarita. Kutsarita means teaspoon. Kutsarita, teaspoon. And then asin, which is salt. Asin kosher. So this notice of presence of ng, that means asin na kosher. Asin na kosher. So if you don't want to mention na, simply say asin kosher. So ng, it becomes, and you would need ng suffix with asin kosher. Yes, kalahating kutsarita. Again, kutsarita means teaspoon. And then you would need oil, langis na oliba, which means olive oil. Langis na oliba. Take note here, you mentioned na instead of ng because it's difficult to pronounce langis with ng. So this is an exception for ng suffix, right? Langis na oliva. So langis na oliva has the same function as asin kosher. Yes, I hope you appreciate that explanation of mine. And how much langis? So you want 40 or 40 gramo. 40 gramo. And then next, you would need gatas milk mula sa almond. Yes, I bet you say it here, almond. Sometimes they say almond. Gatas mula sa I think Filipinos will say almond. Gatas mula sa almond. Okay, 40 gramo. 40 gramo. And then, the star of our ingredient, ginadgad na ube. Ginadgad na ube. So this is in Kolika's recipe. She mentioned it was ube jam. Ube jam. Was it ube jam that she mentioned? There's two variety of this kind of ube. Because ube jam and the other one ube halaya. I think that ube halaya that I refer to, it's cooked in coconut milk. Okay, I'm not sure if ube jam is cooked also with coconut milk, so that's why. So I simply use ginadgad na ube. Later you will know what ginadgad means. Well, I would say ginadgad means shredded. You can substitute almond or coconut milk in this recipe. Good to know. Gatas ng niyog. Yes, coconut milk. We call coconut milk gata. Gata ng niyog. Yay! Thank you for your advice. Yay! Gatas ng niyog. Niyog instead of almond. You have it. Yes, in the Philippines we have that. Next slide. Okay, we're done with ingredients. And so, let's move on to directions. Mga panuto. Mga panuto. Panuto. 3 syllables. Mga panuto. Directions. Okay, next. Okay, here we go. First step. Unang hakbang. Unang hakbang. Langisan ng bahagya ang kaserola ng rice cooker o ang hulmahan para sa steamer gamit ang langis ng oliba o langis ng niyog. Again, I hope you are ube halaya. Are you not familiar with ube halaya? Ube halaya is just one specific delicacy, and it's a dessert in Filipino meal dessert, especially on Christmas and any kind of special occasion. And also halo-halo has ube halaya on top. So that is cooked in shredded or grated ube, the yam, the fruit or the root. Yes, and it's cooked with sugar and coconut milk. Yes, put it on an open fire with your pan, and then they have to stir it gently until it turns into thicker texture of that dessert. Yes, you will find out, I think. And ube halaya is to me is not the same as ube jam. We'll see. I'm not sure. That's why I have disclaimer. Okay. Next. Okay. Let's do. Yes, jar. In the jar is I use at home. Yeah, sometimes maybe when you get to Filipino store or Asian store, your jar would be labeled ube halaya. Or sometimes ube halaya is already presented like a pastry. Yes, I think so. Yay! Okay, langisan ng bahagya ang kaserola ng rice cooker o ang hulmahan para sa steamer gamit ang langis ng oliba o langis ng niyog. Okay, in English, gently oil the bowl of your rice cooker or steamer with either olive oil or coconut oil. Langisan means oil, but I'm going to anyway, langisan is oil the bowl or gently oil the bowl. Langisan ng bahagya. Bahagya is for gently. Bahagya, gently. Kaserola, of course, there's no direct. I just have to use a cacerola, that pan with that comes with the rice cooker. So I call it cacerola ng rice cooker. So you said bowl of your rice cooker. Steamer, yes. If I would understand, you would, well, you have that pan, tube pan. So that is the equipment that you will need if you're going to use another instead of rice cooker. Maybe there's separate equipment for your steaming process, so you would have separate pan instead of rice cooker bowl. That's how I understand that. Yeah, gamit ang langis ng nyog o oliba. Next, this is really quite a long procedure. Lots of slides here. Ihiwalay ang puti. This is now second step. Ihiwalay ang puti ng itlog sa kanyang pula. Ilagay ang pula sa malaking mangkok at ang puti sa mangkok ng nakatayong mixer. Iyong may kasamang whisk. Okay. I hope that you are able to follow the sound or the pronunciation. I'm careful, really, because I don't want to speak so fast, but I tend to speak so fast because I want to cover as much as everything as much as possible. Ihiwalay ang puti ng itlog. When you refer to puti ng itlog, is the egg whites. Yes, egg whites, puti, white. Pula, you call the yolks, right? Pula. So pula literally means red. So for some reason, Filipinos call the egg yolk to be pula ng itlog. My husband, Bruce, explained to me that it is just okay to say it pula because organic chicken or those chicken that's fed what organically or running around in the farm, their egg yolks are orange in color, he said. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. So but that's what my husband explained to me, that it's just right that they call it reddish. Right? It must be really darker than the yellow that we see these days. Right? Now, ilagay means ilagay. Separate the eggs and whites in the bowl. Fitted in ilagay ang pula sa malaking mangkok at ang puti sa. Is that, I think, why did I say ilagay here? Separate with egg yolks in a large bowl. Yes, because egg yolks must go in the large bowl. That's why I use the word ilagay. Tagalog is put the egg yolk into big mangkok. Mangkok is what you call bowl. So it was on the picture, the first slide. And at ang puti is the egg white, puti sa mangkok ng nakatayong mixer. So based on the picture, so you use that taller mixer here. Chickens that are fed red peppers get bright orange yolk. Good to know, thank you. Yes, may ibang kasamang whisk. Okay, so you know what it means when you separate egg whites, puti ng itlog, and pula ng itlog. Yay! Next here, Ikatlong Hakbang. We're now on the third step. Let's do English first. Combine the honey, egg yolks, half the sugar, ube jam, and ube extract in a large bowl with a balloon whisk until light and fluffy. Spend at least 60 seconds on whipping by hand until everything is dissolved together into a beautiful, thick purple paste. 9 watching, hooray! Hooray, TJ, interesting. Hello, Randy. Yes, how are you all doing? people quiet? Any reaction from Taylor and from Kelly? Are you doing good, Kelly? Who else are here? Yes, yes, yes. I hope you are all doing fine. Yes, and I hope you are just taking down your notes, gathering vocabulary. Nouns and verbs are what our concerns are today. Nouns and verbs, right? Combine, pagsamahin. Pagsamahin ang pulot, pula ng itlog, kalahati ng asukal, ginadgad na ube at katas ng ube sa isang malaking mangkok sa pamamagitan ng balloon whisk hanggang ito'y gumaan at umalsa. Gawin ito sa di lalampas ng 60 or 60 minuto or 60 na minuto. Mag-whip gamit ang kamay hanggang matunaw ang lahat at maging maganda at makapal na pagkit. I have the tendency to speak faster. Tell me if I need to speak slower because I feel like we want more. We need more time here and we need to get to more slides as much as possible. I'll read it again. I hope you're following after me. Pagsamahin ang pulot, pula ng itlog, kalahati ng asukal, ginadgad na ube at katas ng ube sa isang malaking mangkok sa pamamagitan. This is difficult for you, even for me. Pamamagitan ng balloon whisk hanggang ito'y gumaan at umalsa. Gawin ito sa di lalampas ng 60. 60 minuto. No, not 60. 60. Yes, tama. Tama, 60. Right, 60 minuto. I'm confused between 16 and 60. Na 60 minuto. Okay, mag-whip gamit ang kamay hanggang matunaw ang lahat at maging maganda at makapal na pagkit. The website has the whole recipe in detail too. Yay! That's true. Yes, and we are learning Tagalog out of Kolika's procedure. Take note, look, pagsamahin means combine, and then ginadgad na ube, which I mean ube jam, and then katas ng ube, extract for katas, and then malaki means large. Mangkok for bowl, and then balloon whisk, we just borrowed, and of course gumaan means light, umalsa, fluffy, umalsa, spend at least 60. I didn't use the word that the literal translation is spend here. I said gawin, do it, gawin, do it within or not longer. Di lalampas, not longer than 60 minutes, not longer. Mag-whip, so I borrowed the verb whip. So if you need to Tagalize the word whip, you have to add a prefix mag. So yeah, if you borrow foreign word and turn it into Tagalog verb, you say, or you call it imperative, mag-whip, gamit ang. Gamit means using, kamay, hand, hanggang, until, matunaw, dissolve. Yes, dissolve is here. Lahat is, there's no lahat here, but everything, here is everything. There's lahat. And then maganda, beautiful, maging maganda. Makapal means thick. pagkit for purple paste. Yay! Seconds, not minutes. 60 minutes, 1 hour. Oh, really? Wow! 60 seconds. Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, I told you. That's why it's important to have disclaimer. Did I say 60 Oh, yeah. There you are. Seconds here. Segundo. Okay, this slide must be corrected. 60 segundo here, not minuto. Wow. Thank you for that. Yes, it's really important that you're here. Yay. Next. Okay. At least you know that segundo means seconds. Okay. Next. Measure. Takalin. English, measure out the olive oil and almond milk in a small separate bowl and set this aside. Let's do that in Tagalog. Takalin ang langis ng oliba at gatas ng almond or almond in Filipino. I bet they will call it almond. Sa isang maliit at nakahiwalay na mangkok at saka itabi muna. That's why I say Filipinos might call it almond, because ours really is phonetic. Whatever how you spell it, we break it according to how we break our syllables. So AL is the first syllable here, and then mond is the second syllable. But I think some people here in USA it's almond. Anim na put segundo. Anim na put segundo. Anim na pung, NG. Anim na pung segundo. Yes, segundo. Yay, next. I think we are good here. Let's move on to the next. Did I? Takalin, measure, langis for oil, gatas for milk, maliit for small, nakahiwalay for separate, mangkok for bowl, itabi, set aside. Itabi muna, set aside. Set this aside. I use muna so that you emphasize, you stress out that you set it aside. Although you can say itabi at saka itabi. Yes, that's okay also. Okay, next. Magkasamang haluin gamit ang balloon whisk ang dalawang klaseng harina for flour. Also, other people in the Philippines say it's harina. So either of the two is correct, either harina or harina. I'm always comfortable saying harina. Okay. Baking powder at asin, gawin ito sa ibang planganita. So I use the word planganita here. I'll tell you later why I use planganita. Okay, so that's one way to say it. Magkasamang haluin gamit ang balloon whisk ang dalawang klaseng harina, baking powder at asin. Gawin ito sa ibang planganita. It's a tongue twister for you. I hope you say it. Planganita. Especially to those people who are not used to saying ng, ang. Planganita. 3 syllables. Other way to say it. Paghaluin sa ibang planganita ang dalawang klaseng harina, baking powder at asin. Gamitin ang balloon whisk sa paghahalo nito. Okay, so what's the difference between the two? Okay, magkasamang haluin. Magkasamang haluin means whisk together. Gamit, so using, in literally you would say whisk, haluin, mix together, using, gamit ang balloon whisk, using balloon whisk, these two types of flour, and then baking powder and salt, and then gawin ito, literally in English you say do it in a separate or on. Do it in a separate bowl, or what we mean by planganita is small basin, planganita. like the size of a huge bowl. Okay. Paghaluin is whisk together also. Sa ibang plangganita, ang dalawa, I just rearranged the word. Paghaluin sa ibang plangganita, ang dalawang klaseng harina, baking powder at asin. So, I gawin ang balloon whisk sa paghahalo, gamitin. Okay, so I've broken down this statement because I avoided gamit here. So, instead, I mentioned gamit in the second sentence. And then, with this version, you don't need the word gawin. So, gamitin ang balloon whisk sa paghahalo nito. Literally, use balloon whisk in mixing it. This is what it means here. Use balloon whisk in mixing this. It could be this or it. I think so. Next slide. 9 watching. Hello. Is still here. I hope you are not sleeping and instead following after me. Tagalog words and phrases, verbs and nouns. Yes, later we will have a quiz. Later. Or yeah, we are always having quizzes here. We already had 2 quizzes in the past. So I will be preparing 3rd quiz and this would be the content or the coverage of our 3rd quiz. Okay, next. 4600, you see there's lots more to do. Ibuhos ang ikatlong bahagi ng pinaghalong harina sa mixture na itlog na pula at i-whisk ng mahinay para magpagkit. Again, ibuhos ang pangatlong bahagi ng pinaghalong harina sa mixture na itlog na pula at i-whisk ng mahinay para magpagkit. Okay, I'm not going to read everything in English. Let me just explain. Ibuhos means pour. Ibuhos, pour. Ikatlong bahagi, 1/3. Ikatlong bahagi. Pinaghalo, mixture. But pinaghalo is a verb or adjective. Yes, adjective. Pinaghalo, out of the word halo, mix. Pinaghalong harina sa. That's why I just use mixture because there's 2 kinds of mixture here. One for flour mixture and the other for egg mixture, right? Sa mixture na itlog na pula. So sa is the connecting word here. Okay, the first mixture, put it together with the second mixture, which is itlog na pula. And then when you do that, whisk gently, mahinay, gently. Para, which means it stands for to create. Para, magpagkit. To create a paste. Magpagkit. This is what it means by create a paste. Magpagkit. Yay! Next slide, 16. Slide 16 here for me. 7th step 7. Hakbang for step. Step 7. Ibuhos. Again, ibuhos is pour. Ang pangalawa, second, third. Pangalawang ikatlong bahagi. Second, third. Bahagi for portion. Ng, of course, I hope you already know the connector ng bahagi ng harina, and then another connector which is sa. It could be, this is a preposition, sa pagkit. Bahagi sa pagkit. So, at ituloy. Ituloy means continue. Here is continue. Ituloy ang whisking. Hanggang for until, wala nang namumuo. Wala nang namumuo means no lumps in the paste. Wala nang namumuo. Namumuo for lumps. Wala is no. Ulitin, repeat, ulitin. Ang ganito. This, ganito, which means this procedure. Para, for here, for. Sa panghuling ikatlo na arena. Last third of the flour mixture. Next! Are you still with me? Are you enjoying? I hope you are enjoying the show. Okay, more step. So this one, our baking process is not complete with if we skip this procedure, and let's learn more verbs and maybe nouns. Nouns, there's always repeating only, right? Repeating, especially itlog and asukal. So verbs are what you want to know. Whip the egg. Puti ng itlog, you know already, it means egg white. Kasama means together here, and whip the egg whites with this word with, which means kasama, with kasama ang kalahati. Great lessons, thank you. Kasama again is with here. Kalahati is half of the sugar, kalahati ng asukal. Hanggang is until, and then maganit. Take note of the word maganit, which means stiff. Maganit. Yay! You're still here. Vocabulary, lots and lots for you. Maganit for stiff. Tumaas for stiff picks. That's how I understand with the procedure here. Picks, tumaas, rise. R-I-S-E, tumaas. R-I-S-E, tumaas, right? I think that's how I understand. Asahan. The word asahan. There's ng because there's word next to it, right? Because asahan becomes adjective here. What is the next word? Is the one you're talking about, the subject. Asahan, expect for asahan. Ito, of course, is this, ito. Aalsa means it's not in this word here, but as I understand, tripled in volume. Aalsa, rise, R-I. Same thing with the one I mentioned, tumaas. Tumaas literally means what? Lengthen, vertically, tumaas, right? Tumayo or stand. Yes, tumaas. Asahan. Alsa means what? Expand or what? Expand. Aalsa. Na parang pinadami. Increase in volume. Pinadami. Parang seems like. Increase in volume sa tatlo, like tripled in volume. This means pinadami sa tatlo. At for end, makinang means glossy, makinang, glossy. Vocabulary for you. And if they look dry, kapag, if sa tingin they look dry is tuyot. Tingin mo means if you think or if you see that it's dry. Kapag sa tingin mo, if you see that it's dried or dry, and then for this phrase, you've overwhipped them, malamang, or is like I'm guessing, which means that malamang word means I'm guessing that nasobrahan, over, exceeded. Okay, nasobrahan, exceeded. Ito is this, you're talking about the matter. And then sa pagwhip, nasobrahan sa pagwhip. Again, nasobrahan sa pagwhip, which means overwhipped. Nasobrahan, over. Papangit, which means ugly, pangit, ugly, because Kolika used the word, what did she use? Won't be as nice, won't be as nice. So I translated it as papangit. Papangit ang cake mo. So we just use the word cake. There's no Tagalog translation for cake. I look up, they say kakanin, but kakanin is just the original Filipino delicacy for me, not the cake. Over or too much. Yay! Yes, nasobrahan, over. Kaya is, why did I use kaya here? Kaya pakiusap. Kaya pakiusap. So please err on the side. Yes, this is what Kolika said. So please, I said kaya pakiusap. Doon ka na. Doon. The word doon. The other side. On the side of the, doon ka na sa parteng under whipping. Doon ka na sa parte for side. Doon ka na sa parteng under whipping. So this is how she said. So please err on the side of under whipping. Doon ka na sa parteng under whipping. Kasi, I use kasi here because of the word as. Which means kasi means because. So you say as. You're going, meron ka namang pampaalsa. Meron ka, you have. Naman is just a word helper. Naman means to emphasize that there exist. You have. Pampaalsa is for leavening or baking powder. The effect of baking powder. Pampaalsa mula sa baking powder. Again, the word alsa, root word alsa. Rice, increase in volume, alsa. Pampaalsa, you added prefixes, several types of prefixes here, like pam and pa. I think two. So you added it to make pampaalsa. The result of these two prefixes, prefixes are noun. This pampaalsa is a noun here. Noun. Leavening is a noun. Pampaalsa is a noun. Mula is from. Baking powder. Hey. Oh, it's 1 o'clock past. Tell me, shall we continue? How many more? Are you still with me? I want vote. Let's have our let's have our group decision. Shall we? I still have how many slides I got here? Let's have one. I have 33 slides to what now? So if I would, we are just halfway through, almost, just halfway through. Tell me if we want to have a part 2 of this content, of this topic. Tell me, because I'm deciding to break it at slide 23. Okay, tell me, you still have time. Tell me if I'm going to finish. I think we are all tired. Let's just finish up to slide 23. And Kolika will be here. We'll be here again next on Sunday. Let's continue on Sunday, right? Tell me. Yes, and my voice is already drying. Yeah, I think we just have to. Let's stick to 1 hour. Yay, that means Kolika is still with us on Sundays, and because we have this one. Okay, let's proceed now. Here. We're going to finish up to my announcement. Right. I think part 2. Yes, thank you for that. Another more. I need other voices other than part 2. Hi, Kelly. I'm sorry, Kelly, for Sunday you won't be here, but you can watch us on replay. That's what you always do. You watch us on replay. And who else? TJ, we are always here. I'm always showing up live twice a week, and it's this hour, and Sunday morning, we are on the same time zone. When I say Sunday morning, it's 10:30 in the morning on Sunday. Yay! So we're going to finish part 2 on Sunday. Okay, let's do it here. Are you enjoying this content? I hope so. Is it beneficial to you? I hope so. Tell me, continue sa linggo. Yes, that will be fine. Let's move on to the next slide until we get to my announcement. Let's do that. Idagdag. Idagdag is add. Sangkut Sara. This is how my husband explained to me. Dollop. I don't know how to say it. Tell me. Dollop of the egg white. This word is not familiar to me. Add in a dollop of egg white meringue to your purple yolk mixture. Sangkut sarang. Because my husband explained it to me that a dollop means close to a spoonful. Close to a spoonful. Amount. Dami. Amount ng meringue. Meringue sa iyong ube mixture. Gamitin for use. Gamitin ang whisk. Use the whisk para to mix gently. Marahan, gently. Mahalo ng marahan. What's that? Fold, I think is the word here. Fold gently. At maging magaan. Magaan means lighten. Magaan ang iyong batter. I think that's how you say it, batter. Magiging. It's going to be. Magiging. Medyo. A little. Or slightly. A little. Makapal for thick. Ito, which is this. At ayos lang kung mababawasan. Ayos lang, which means it's alright, it's a-okay. A-okay, ayos lang, a-okay. Kung, kung mababawasan, loss a bit of the volume, a bit, kaunti, a bit. Ang bulto for volume here, bulto ng puting itlog, egg white, sa puntong ito. Sa puntong ito, step is hakbang in literally, but I believe naturally we say it punto. At this point, sa puntong ito. At this point, sa puntong ito. Yay! Next. Dollop means a big spoonful. Okay, I would have to rewrite this one. Sangkut sarang dami. Dollop, big spoonful. Thank you for enlightening me about that. Yay! This must be rewritten. My Tagalog translation must be rewritten. Yay! Next slide. Okay, and then maybe let's do it this way. How many more? Okay, I think I like to proceed here. Take note, we want to stop at 8. Let's remember, we stop at step 8. So next meeting we have to return at step 9. Yay, we have to return at step 9. Now let's move over here. Let's do it this way because I want you to learn more Tagalog words. So I prepared this one for you. Phrases. Okay. And remember this one. Puti ng itlog, egg white. Pula ng itlog, egg yolk. Ginadgad na ube means shredded ube. Yam. The root itself, but before you shred it, you better boil it first. I think that's how we do back there home in the Philippines. You have to boil it until it's it's cooked. So and then when it's boiled and what do you call this? What? Malambot? What is malambot? Malambot. Joanne, are you listening? What is malambot? soft, malambot. Malambot. So it's the time for you to shred it, or maybe you just mashed it like mashed potato. Tell me, Kolika, I don't know your reaction on this, because what I am familiar with, what the folks are doing back there in back home. Nasobrahan ito sa whip, that means over whipped. Nasobrahan. Pampaalsa means leavening. Yes. Haluin ng marahan means fold in gently. Natitirang puti ng itlog na natimpla. Mixture. For the word mixture, it means natimpla. Natitirang puti ng itlog na natimpla. Remaining for natitira. Soft. Yes. Soft is soft. What did I say? Malambot. Soft. Yes. Next slide. Let's do this one. Yes, root word. You got root words here. Langis for oil. You turn the root word langis into a verb, langisan. And then hiwalay for separate. Turn it into a verb. Mostly these verbs are in the form of imperative or infinitive. Infinitive or imperative. Because it's this one, what most likely all this in the list, we call it infinitive. It will turn into imperative if you connect it with a pronoun or with a person. I think pronoun is the best pronoun. Langisan mo, that becomes imperative. Imperative means issuing a command. Langisan mo, ihiwalay mo, pagsamahin mo, takalin mo, ibuhos mo, which means you, idagdag mo, gamitin mo. Okay. Yes, those are imperative. Like, yeah, always what connected with mo, which is the you pronoun. Okay, root word hiwalay for separate. Turn it into verb ihiwalay. Sama, pagsamahin means combine. Sama, or in other words, join together. Pagsamahin, combine. Takal, takalin, measure, takalin. Buhos, ibuhos is the verb, pour it. Dagdag, idagdag is the verb, add. Gamit, gamitin is the verb, use. Yay, those are verbs. But if you would say, what is the past tense? I think this is what I would suggest out of these verbs. What else? What's next? Out of these verbs, if you would like to, if your concern is, I would suggest understand past tense, present tense, and future tense. Langisan, past tense of langisan is nilangisan. Past tense with ni. Nilangisan. And then future tense, nilalanggisan. Lots of syllables. Nilalangisan. Nilalangisan. So that's present tense. If I do it this way, this is future tense. Lalangisan. Lalangisan. Future tense. Let's do hiwalay. Inihiwalay. Past tense. Inihiwalay. I'm sorry, I didn't do it here. I didn't present it. I didn't have much time, but just listen to me. Okay, just take the sound. No matter, even if you didn't get the spelling, just listen to the sound, right? Inihihiwalay. Inihihiwalay. Right? And then ihihiwalay, future tense. But anyway, it will take us longer. You see, what I'm really doing is I'm collecting as many root words as possible, and I have a compilation of how are you going to say it in past tense, in future tense, in 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 present tense, right? So I'm preparing a copy of that. So one of these must be joined together with my first file. Yeah, just wait for me about that. It will be out there for you, downloadable later on. So just stay with me. Always be in our Facebook group for all these announcements for you. Yay! Any question? Yes, thank you for staying with me. 10 are watching. And yes, announcement this time. Yes, it's something. Yes, I would like to do announcement this time. Announcement, listen to me, because we are going to have a celebration. Yes, it's like us gathering together. This is going to be fun. I hope that Mona and Matt are here, because these are the people really helping me prepare for this Buwan Ng Wika. Take note, it is our celebration. I would have this prop material for your attention. Buwan Ng Wika, it's very important celebration for our language. We have to to make a tribute to our Philippine language. Although ours is Tagalog, I really just can help you with Tagalog only. When we say language, to me personally, language is all other dialects, languages in the Philippines. It can be Ilocano, it can be Cebuano, it can be Bicolano, everything. But because I'm just I can just help you with Tagalog, because I came from the Tagalog region. So Tagalog is our concern. So take note, when we say Buwan ng Wika, Wika language, let's pay tribute to Philippine language. But yes, Tagalog is ours. Although I also have a good, what shall I say? I pay respect to other dialects in the Philippines, but I'm not the right person to teach it. So Tagalog, anyway, so Tagalog, everybody, most generally, everyone in the Philippines know how to speak Tagalog. Anyway, and we'll have our celebration, presentation, major presentation. I'm inviting you, we are inviting you. I believe that Kelly will be with us. And who else are here? Yes, TJ, you are new in this group. I'm announcing our celebration. And yes, Taylor is familiar. I believe Taylor will participate. What shall we do? May I call your what presence, your support? May I call your participation? Let's form teams. We have 4 teams here. Team Europe and Africa combined. That's Team A. Yes, Team America. Let's divide America into 2, but I don't mean anything about that. I mean, it depends on time zone. I mean, and also, yeah, let's do it. Let's do 2 groups for America and Canada. When I mean America, it includes Southern America. So don't get me wrong, not just US, Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico are included here. So just geographically think where you are. Are you down right towards the east coast, or are you towards the west? So if you are like us, EST, let's form one team for EST time zone. And if you're in the Pacific side, let's form one team for Pacific side. And Kelly could be there in the Pacific side. Yes, please type in, and also please comment down in our Facebook announcement and tell us you're joining with us. So our celebration, Buwan ng Wika celebration, very important to me, especially now that we are especially in the Philippines, that they are in a lockdown. The country is in a lockdown. No one is allowed to celebrate. Or I mean, there's really a lockdown thing there in the Philippines. So let's maybe it's our part for our contribution to the society, that we are recognizing Philippine it's what important event, so people would appreciate, the people in the Philippines can watch us, right? I hope you know what I mean. So I'm inviting you to join. What it will be fun. Let's make it fun. Let's make it like my objective is for everyone who listen to me, my audience, who wish to learn Tagalog with me. Let's make friends with each other. Let's make friends with each other. And yes, two groups in America. When I mean America, Canada, United States, and South America. So just find where you are. Are you towards the East Coast or are you towards the West? Yes, and another team for Asia. And yes, and we have talents, confirmed talents. Mona will deliver, will perform, and Harold will perform, and Bruce will sing. Yes, Bruce will sing. Yes, and also you will sing. Come, you want to show your practice. Practice your singing. Yay. Practice your singing. Yes, and we want team leaders. Let's have team leaders. Tell me who your team leaders will be. Yay. Are you still here with me? 9 watching. Thank you so much. What else? What else? I think I'm okay now. And yes, and also, may I call your support, love and support? There's a link down there in the description saying, buy me a coffee. Yes, if you're alright and if you're happy with tonight's episode, buy me a coffee. Find the link down below. And so what's next? Question no more. Everyone is tired. Thank you for staying with me. And we will have part 2 of this recipe. Kolika is still with us on the next episode on Sunday. Is that right, Kolika? I need your thumbs up. I need your thumbs up. Tell me or message me. Message me, please. And so what's next? What's next? Let's see this one. No, mabuhay. What else? Continue sa linggo means big, buwan ng wika. Yeah, mabuhay. Yes, mabuhay. And yeah, let's do it this way. Okay, everyone is, I don't want information overload in your part. And yes, and my throat is also like wanting rest. So, we will continue on Sunday morning here, wherever you are. Hello, Asia, are you here with us? I hope you are here with us. You're so quiet. I'm sending love, healing, light, protection, good relationships your way. Thank you. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat. Mag-ingat. Hanggang sa muli. Mabuhay everyone. Thank you.